Everyone always asks me, how did you get to start a call center? Have all these employees. That's like so many people and so much to manage. Yes, it is, but you don't get there overnight. You start when you're 5. My first business I started was a Lego city I built. And not only did I build a Lego city, I charged my parents admission to go look at the Lego city. I had a whiteboard I even wrote, and I even did dynamic pricing. If you came during the daytime, it was one price. If you came on nights and weekends, it was another price. Where I got these ideas from, I have no idea. Looking back, I didn't know anything about dynamic pricing. That was the very first business, and for me, it led to a series of businesses. I had something called Kobe's Card Shack in my backyard, bought and sold sports cards. Right around the time Kobe Bryant was a rookie, and so I actually have some pretty valuable Kobe Bryant rookie cards. I made business cards, and this was like around 6th grade. I went on to make CD mixes in high school, sold those when Napster first came out and CD burners first came out, and I made t-shirts, worked with a print shop in town and designed different t-shirts and sold them to all the people in high school. It was pretty good side money. I think I was making like 50% margins on the shirt. Not bad. There's no overhead. It was just me and no warehouse or anything. Things are a lot simpler when you're just in high school. Fast forward, I don't want to tell you my whole life story, but there's a lot of interesting little businesses I started. But the very first true business is TrueCab. It's the taxi business. And so 10 years ago, I took my last paycheck from my last job. I was working at Yelp, and I used it to get a loan for the very first taxi. We got these bright red taxis. We had free coffee and donuts if you were going to the airport in the morning before 9 a.m. We had Verizon tablets in the back. You could watch Netflix, check your email, watch YouTube, play music through the Bluetooth sound system. This is in 2012. Like Lyft and Uber, they were doing this stuff 3-4 years later. We had the first taxi app in Arizona in 2012. And this little tiny company that had like 3 or 4 cabs. When we started the taxi business, we were actually one of the first people in Arizona, probably in the country, to work with Uber. At the time, they were only working with like limo companies. Pac Biz is like the 6th business I started. It wasn't like taxi Pac Biz. There were several series of businesses that led to the call center. The second business we started with a limo company. We could pick people up at the airport. We had a Lincoln Navigator, and it was like a 2005 Lincoln Navigator. This is like 2012, 2013. So it's like almost 10 years old. Uber, they got really strict, and they would have never accepted vehicles like that. But at the time, they're like, you have a working vehicle, come on in, we'll work with you. We did work with them, and then they went to private vehicles and the model that they're in today. That changed everything. Stuff for our industry, we had to get out of taxi. We were losing money, and that's actually how we started Pac Biz, because we were working with another taxi company in town, and when we were too busy, we'd give them calls. When I told them, hey, you know what, we're shutting down, this isn't working, he offered me a job. He also said, well, what about your call center agents?